Hi, thanks for watching. Coming to you with a life update from the middle of February. So I am in the closet, this walk-in closet, affectionately nicknamed the hole because it's huge for a walk-in closet in Manhattan. It is, but it's a closet. My husband's sleeping on the couch, my child is sleeping in the bedroom, and I don't want to wake up either one of them. So this is it's either here or the bathrooms. This is the quietest place I could find. So please forgive the setting and the angle. And it's actually not a bad angle, but it's very deceiving. It's from the top down. So that's the setting the scene. So updates, life updates. I don't know if that's going to work. It just is what it is. So it's the middle of February, and I am getting ready to do a couple things. So we are going to Cocoa Beach, Florida at the end of the month, which is in like 6 days, which is crazy. Not 6 days, less than that. So we're leaving on Sunday. And we're staying until the following Monday. So by the time this goes up, whatever, you guys will see that. So we're going back there to celebrate our 1-year wedding anniversary, which is so exciting. And my husband's sister actually remarked, she's like, "Oh, that went by so fast." And I'm like, "Oh, it did it?" I feel like a lot has happened in that year since getting married. I had a child. And I mean, for me, we both kind of agree that it's been a whirlwind. It's been crazy. And his comment was, he's exhausted. He's married and he's exhausted. But I think we're both, I know I'm happier. I hope he can say the same. We've both made changes in our lifestyle for sure. And of course, a kid brings changes in lifestyle as well. But I think that those have been pretty positive changes on the whole. So the marriage and the motherhood update kind of go together. So that's where we are. I can't believe it's been a year. It feels like it's been a year. It for sure feels like it's been a year. And here's the thing. So we had a very small wedding. There were like 22 people. It was by the beach. I'll link some other videos that have to do with the wedding and all that, how much I spent and the situation. I wouldn't change. There are very few things that I would change about the wedding. I wouldn't change the way that we did it. I think it was perfect. It was a way to celebrate and have a vacation and all spend some time together. And when I look back at the pictures, I was just doing that a moment ago. I was like, oh, like my heart just it made me happy. It made my heart happy to see some of the pictures because that's both of us. We're both such beach people. It was just a joy to get married by the beach. So that's the marriage update. I'll actually talk a little bit about that because all of this affects my financial journey in general. Because everything, I don't want to say everything is easier with money, but there is very little that doesn't become easier once money is not an issue. So as far as the wedding, both of us contributed. Neither of our families helped. In fact, we ended up paying for some of our families. But our families are so, we love them dearly. So that's where that is. And it was a joy to be able to celebrate with them and to have, for the most part, the people we love. My dad's dead. My husband's mother is in long-term care, so she wasn't able to be there, and obviously my father wasn't able to be there, so that was kind of sad. But anyway, as far as marriage goes, I think I would have to say it's better than I expected for sure, and I hope that he can say the same. And people say, "Oh, it's work." I'm like, of course it's work, but being single sucks. There's nothing I miss about being single. Absolutely nothing I miss about being single. And some people are like, "Oh, you have to mourn your single life." I'm like, no, I didn't. I did not enjoy being single. I love being married. I think it's great to share things with someone and to have someone else there besides just falling asleep with someone and waking up with someone. Like, that's my favorite thing. I'm exhausted all the time. But I hope I never lose this sense of waking up. I had a college roommate. Her mother told me once that being married to her father was like waking up to a present every morning. And that's how I feel. I feel like I'm waking up to a gift every morning. And I hope that he can feel the same way, that he does feel the same way. So that's how that's going. Yeah. So lots of work, lots of fun. As far as motherhood goes, it's also exhausting. I mean, there's nothing that can prepare you emotionally or physically for the level of exhaustion. And the most challenging part is that you do not control it. I was an insomniac. I am kind of an insomniac. I'm not the best sleeper. And it's not easy. Of course, nothing's easy. I mean, very little is easy in life, but I thought it doesn't prepare you. Being an insomniac, you're like, oh, I'm an insomniac. I can cope with no sleep. No, it's even worse because you're used to not sleeping well. And so you don't have, your baseline for sleep is lower. So when that sleep need rises, your baseline is low. It's awful. I don't say awful, but that's sort of that is the hardest part, is being tired all the time. Emotionally, it's fine. Like all new parents, we've both had adjustments. It's literally a new person. Yes, you made this new person, but it's a new person in your lives. And you're like, oh, like, I don't know you. I made you, but I don't really know you. So getting to know this new person is a trip. But it's a joy. So there's that. So that's how motherhood is going. So money and changing my life. So the third thing is sort of the financial component, which I've kind of come to the realization more and more, like, I'm not a frugal channel. Like, you don't watch me for frugal tips. Maybe you might pick up a thing or two here or there, but I just need to make more money, like, just flat out. And I thought because I take the babe for walks every day outside, which is exhausting, but I do it because the baby sleeps better with sunlight during the day, with some kind of sunlight. So that's a way to ensure that bedtime and night wake-ups will be fewer. Bedtime will go smoother and night wake-ups will be fewer, is to go for walks outside. So as I was walking, I was thinking I should hire a mentor to help me earn more money or figure out how to earn more money. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be on my own mentor, my own life coach. Like, I'm going to do this myself, which is challenging because I think, well, if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you've always gotten, which is true. And I just heard something, it's like persistence without something is just incompetent or something like that, about being persistent in the wrong strategy is just a recipe for disaster, which sure it is. But I also remember a quote, and I forget which personal development guru did this, but it's, you'll be the same person you are a year from now, except for the books you meet and the books you read and the people you meet. Dave Ramsey says it a lot. It's not him. I think it might be Zig Ziglar or someone. But that's true. So I'm aiming to take small incremental actions to get myself to a different place. And this is something that I've been doing for a while, and I'm very, very, very slowly seeing the fruit of it financially. Emotionally and relationally, complete 180. Like, give myself 6 years. 6 years ago, 2015, 2018, no, 2015 to 2023. So how many years is that? That's 8 years. Completely different person. And I could not imagine a level of happiness, being this happy and this content and this, I would say settled, but settled comes and goes. It is settled, happy and content are the first two words that come to mind. And I worked hard for this emotionally. I worked really hard because that's easy for me. Doing the emotional work comes very naturally to me. Doing the financial work is challenging, and that's tough, and that's going to be a longer journey. But I'm thinking, okay, it took me 8 years to get from, I'm going to say single and traumatized, from my own making, completely of my own making, single and traumatized. It took me 8 years to go from single and traumatized to happy, content, satisfied, married with a kid. So if I can do that financially in 8 years, I know I can do that. I know I can do it. It's just going to take a different set of skills than I have, which is why I am reading more. So that's another thing that I am working on this year. My goal was to read 20 books, which is roughly 2 a month, which I've already done 2 for January, and I have done 0 for February, because this has been just kind of a crazy month and it's shorter. So that's kind of why I built it in to a month. So I'll do 4 next month, or do 3 for the next 3 months, or kind of make that up. So that's that. I can even kind of find a way to do that to make up the reading. Anyway, as far as timeline goes, if I even change the timeline slightly, because 2015 to 18 was a challenging couple of years for me. If I went from 2018 to 2023, that's 5 years. And again, that falls into my 5-year plan that we did together on those entrepreneur live streams. And certainly that's part of one of my goals. Well, my top 3 goals are to be, not obviously, but still married, happily married, to being a great mom. My 3 other goals are increasing my net worth, and owning my own property. With increasing my net worth being just number 1. So no specifics as far as how that's concerned, but I have kind of a rough timeline of what I would like it to look like. So what are the things that I'm doing to increase my income? I have done basic things, because I just want to be prepared for any eventualities in my work situation. I've updated my LinkedIn. I'm working on my resume, and things that I'm going to start doing are building a portfolio, because that's something I work in marketing. That's something that, of course I would need a portfolio for marketing, and working on staying up to date with industry trends, and actually taking ownership personally and internalizing what I'm talking about and know what I'm speaking on, so I can speak to it confidently in any setting. So that's what I'm doing as far as increasing my income, which I know I can do. I know I can do this. This is not something that's beyond my skill set. It's going to take something that I've never done before, but I just did that over the last 5 years. I've never been married and I've never had a child, and I was able to do that within 5 years. I mean, if we're honest, it's taken close to 20 years that I've been actively saying, hey, this is my outcome and this is what I want. But it's been a journey of learning and self-discovery. So I have learned a lot as far as that's concerned. As far as embracing all parts of myself and living more fully in what I am meant to do. Let me just kind of back up there. That sounded a little rambly. Talking about the work that I've done on myself over the past 20 years to become the kind of person I want to bring into a marriage. I fully took those 20 years, because the person that I was 20 years ago is completely worlds apart from the person that I am now. At the core, still the same, but 100% better. And if I think about the person that I would imagine my husband to be 20 years ago, I mean, there's no way we would have connected with each other 20 years ago. My hope and my plan and my aim is that we would be even more in love and loving of each other 20 years hence. And I know that's going to happen. I can feel it, because for both of us, and this is back to marriage, so looking at our histories, I'd say that we're both very self-aware of where we come from on an emotional level. And yes, there are challenging points, but because we both know where we come from our own families of origin, and we both know where we don't want to end up, I think it makes us even better equipped to head in the right direction for where we do want to end up. Okay, so that aside, the marriage, motherhood, and money updates, my goal for this month is to get out 8 videos. This will be video number 4, and we're at the halfway point through the month. I'm going to be traveling for 6 days. Who knows what that will bring? Sometimes it actually does bring a lot more free time once we get to our destination. Sometimes it does not. We will see how it goes. I am anticipating that it will not. So I am anticipating that the next 4 videos are going to be very challenging. We'll see how that goes. I am just going to prioritize it. They will be one-take videos just like this, but if you're interested in seeing how the rest of my month turns out, then stay tuned. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll keep watching. Bye.